The Chimera is a vehicle I have not made a video on in a very long time. I'm not exactly sure why. I just think it's because it's so already known that it's quite an overpowered vehicle that I never really needed to make another video on it. But you know what? Today, years later, I'm making another revamped review on the Chimera. What is this tank's capabilities? How does it hold up in 2024? And is it still worth getting your hands on? Well, let's first of all start off with the insane level of diversification this vehicle has on its consumables and provisions. For some reason, this tank has more consumables than you would expect, featuring reactive armor and reticle calibration. Both of these are very solid choices depending on how you're going to be using it. Reticle Cali is great because it basically means you can snap shots at any distance immediately, but so is reactive armor. It allows you to take 20% less damage, basically giving you more effective DPM against your opponents. And then you have a bunch of options when it comes to your provisions as well. You can get extra HP, running upwards of 1600 for a medium, which is kind of crazy. However, I've decided to go with double food and fuel to give my tank a little bit better power to weight, and as well, more effective horsepower, obviously more DPM accuracy, and I think that's what's really important for a medium. The gun on this tank hits like a truck. 440 damage per shot on the AP, and 400 on the APCR. But it's got really good pen. 230 standard means that you'll butter through the majority of frontal protection, and if you have the load gold, it's 265. So it's got incredibly good pen. It's got very high alpha. Dispersion-wise is surprisingly solid at 0.326. Its DPM, while not great, isn't bad by any means. And the best part about this vehicle is that it has 10 degrees of gun depression. It's also not even that slow, reaching a top speed of 50 and a reverse of 20. So, yeah, the Chimera, it's kind of got it all, doesn't it? And by the way, you might be wondering, okay, how is the armor? Well, it's also pretty good. I mean, it's not great. The turret is about 200 mils thick, and at the mantlet, it's about 215. So, if you have premium, you're going to cut through the turret with about every single shell, but you will still get bounces from lower tiers, and you will get bounces from equal tiers. The higher tier, yeah, good luck. You're going to get hit most of the time and get penned. The hull is a different story. Very troll to pen, very effective. It's kind of like a heavy tank hull. But yeah, it's really the gun depression, and the mobility which allows this vehicle to be insane. Here we go! If you're wondering why I started this game a little late, it's because I got some milk duds, and man, I love milk duds. They're such a good candy. I haven't had them in a while. I was at Walmart today, and I was like, you know what? I really want to get some Milky Duds. So that's what I purchased, and I've been eating them off camera. So, a little late to the start of this game, but it appears that we're spotted. Interesting. From what? What are we spotted from, Wargaming? Well, we got an IS-6 on our bootay. Silencer's dead. I don't know where their team is. There's an LTG. Okay. Average World of Tanks game here where just nobody is seen. Ground tanks off to the back. The LTG's over here. Alright, well, I'm going to try and push the LTG and possibly get a clearing shell. And... Okay, you know what? That Scorpion's getting shot. Yeah, 612. How does it feel? I bet not very good. We're going to put on our reactive. This way, if the VK aims in on us, he shouldn't be able to hit very hard. And he actually bounces nice. We get a 410, which is not great. It was definitely a low roll. But the good news is we are able to use the silencer and waste this VK's time. Just keep backing up. He does end up penning us, but it does not matter, as he does inevitably die. The problem is, there is a ground tank who is about to touch me booty, and I don't want that. I'm going to have to bleed health no matter what here. Oh, never mind, the IS-6 shot. Let's aim it on the IS-6, there you go. 420 damage, Shellaroonie. And let's cut through here. Okay. Looks like the ground tank is more focused on the keeler than me. And, with the CDA clearing that player, not too bad of a start. Alright, let's get behind the IS-6, and let's see if we can get a bonk. There you go. Ooh! Yeah, this is where the alpha damage of the Chimera does feel quite nice. And we can see the ground tank did not aim his shell. Because of that, he ended up bouncing us. I am going to focus the IS-6 as of right now. I'm going to not be able to get the shell in, and I would love for the CDA to take the hit. Wow, that bounced. Alright then. Well, this is the one downside of the Chimera, is obviously fighting very healthy tanks is going to be a little bit tricky. But we're going to aim it on his vehicle's turret, and there you go, nice 360 damage shot. He's got a bit of a tricky situation in front of him, because he's got 3 vehicles, and he also can't kill me, because I do have reactive. So if I activate reactive armor, there's just no way he's going to be able to high roll me. So we get another shell into his tank, and we're doing pretty good so far. Oh no, what will I do? Activated reactive. Now I'm watching. That's a real shame. Goodbye. There you go. Pretty good battle. So, not a bad game at all for the Chimera to see where that alpha damage feels really, really good. The armor was alright. We didn't really block that much, but to be fair, we also didn't put ourselves really in a position to be shot, so not too bad. In total, we did 3,266 damage with a bit of a fire, and obviously to top, so not a bad game. I definitely felt the poor DPM though. It's a very long reload to obviously deal 440, so that is something you're always going to have to keep in mind with this tank, is that long reload. But hey, we HE'd a Scorpion G for 620, so I mean there's some give and some take. Up against us, we have an enemy Chimera. They have a TS-60, 252. They got a lot of strong vehicles. Most of their tier 8s are going to be able to butter right through my turret. In fact, the Chieftain, Chimera, and 252 all have premium APCR, which is the big weakness for this tank. Even the Charioteer also has premium, well, it's standard APCR, but that's the most penetrating shell the vehicle has. So yeah, definitely going to have to be a little cautious. Now it appears we have the same Keeler from the last battle, which is alright. We're going to go wide, and we'll see if I can spot anybody moving up here. Interesting. Where is their team again? I don't understand these battles. Like, where is their team? Like, do people just not go to mid anymore? Our team hasn't spotted anything up top either yet. So weird, bro. I don't understand what these teams are. There you go. We have spotted a T-23E3. I'm in spawn because I want to see if there's any TDs in weird positions. So let's aim it on that TS-60. There you go. 446 damaging shell into his tank. That is obviously where the alpha damage does feel quite insane, because you can literally roll people for so much, and you're usually not in a situation where you have to be careful yourself. We get a shell into the enemy Chimera. He's on reload, so we're going to push up. And I don't see anything that would be looking at me right now. Oh, but we do have the Cheeto SPG, and we also have the Charioteer. Let's aim it on the... No, not able to hit him yet. Okay. Well, the Chimera's off over here. So what I'm going to try and do is get to the side of the Chimera. There you go. 482. Bringing that player down to a one-shot, and with the help of our Keeler, he is now deceased. Alright. Problem is, Charioteer clears my teammate, and we are now being rushed by 3 vehicles, which is really bad, to be honest. And he hits that. Alrighty. That's not great. Well, let's keep backing up. I do have reactive armor, which means at least if we do get penned, it's not going to hit as hard, but... Oh, he shot an HE. Okay, that didn't do much to me. We're all right so far. I mean, we're getting shot at by a lot of enemies. However, the good news is that we still have a decent chunk of health left. Please don't pen me. Oh, he does. That's so annoying. Well, we're definitely going to die from the Cheeto. We did all right. I mean, we basically just got YOLO'd by the entire enemy team is what happened. We should win this, but kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. And indeed, this game does end up being a victory. Not very surprising. When the entire enemy team YOLOs a singular vehicle down to the beaches of Normandy, you're obviously going to be outpositioned by the rest of my team and probably die. And that's what happened there. To be fair, we didn't even do bad. We ended up dealing 2,400 damage, but we didn't block anything. We blocked 320. And it's a good example of where the Chimera armor is good, but not great. I mean, it was kind of annoying the Cheeto SPG literally just full speed YOLO'd, but I mean, that's welcome to the NA server. That's what happens a lot, is you just get YOLO'd. It was A little sad our healer died so early on, because if he had lived a bit longer, probably would have been able to help him get some bleeds, and our team would have been able to come in, but with him dying so quickly, just everybody collapsed on me. Oh well, we did pretty good, and the Chimera is an absolutely fantastic tank. I personally don't think it's that enjoyable to drive. I mean, yeah, the Alpha's great, but I don't know, the armor's not amazing, and the camo's pretty dang mediocre. I find it a lot more fun to drive vehicles like the STG, which are much more nimble, have a better camo value, and more mobility, which allow you to get in and out of situations better. I love the Chimera, I think it's great, but it's not my personal favorite Tier 8. Definitely a fantastic vehicle, though, and it can easily get the job done, as we saw in both of these games. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Chimera, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!